Hello, good morning all. Today in this video we are going to discuss regarding search view in Odoo. So we already have learned about how to create a form view in Odoo and how to define a tree view. So we will be discussing about search view. So if I go to the HMS application, here you can see we have a view called search which can use to search record inside this model or inside this tree view. So if I enable the debug mode and if you click on the debugger button, you can see there is a view called edit search view. So the search view is responsible for the functionalities provided by this search bar. So currently here I'm in patient's model, and if I need to search any patient, I can write his name over here. So once I write the name, you can see the only suggestion is coming to search inside the name field. Whereas if I go to any existing Odoo application, let's say for example if I go to the contacts form, here I have a search bar, and if I click on here, you can see we have got a different filters over here. I have some default group by option, like you can see we have filter option here, we have group by option here, and if I type something over here, let's say if I type assure, you can see I have the option to search inside name. I can search inside related company, email, phone, like those suggestions are coming, as well as I have some filters and group by here. So those functionality is coming from the defined search view. So if I click on edit search view, you can see a view is defined here. So this is responsible for all these functionality. So what we will do is that inside HMS application we have patients. So what I'll do is that we will add some filters here, for example male patients or female patient, group by gender, and some search suggestion here. So what we will do is we will define the search view. So right now when we are in patient model and when I'm clicking edit search view, it returns me empty view because yet we haven't defined a search view for this model. So let's jump in to the code and define a search view for this model. So what we have to do, we have to go to the PyCharm. Here we have our custom add-on which is OM hospital and views folder, and here we have patient view.xml file. So what I have to do, I have to just define a search view. So I'll copy the sample from the tree view, and let's say in top of action you can define it anywhere here. Like we have the tree view here, we have the form view of the patient here, and here I'll define the search view. So this is just I have copied from the tree view. Now I'll adjust its name. So view hospital patient, Control Z. So instead of tree I'll put it as search. Here also name I'll modify, instead of tree I'll put search, and the model has to be same, and instead of tree tag I'll use search, that is search view. And let me remove these stuffs from here, optional, because the optional attribute is particularly for the tree view. So what we have done is simply we have defined a new view with unique ID view hospital patient search. I updated the name as hospital patient dot search, model is same, and instead of tree tag I used search patients, and I have added 3 fields from my model into it. Name is there, date of birth is there, and gender. So let's upgrade and see what happens. So very quickly we have just defined a search view. Now let's go to the UI and upgrade our HMS application. So you can see the module is upgrading. So previously when I was in patient list view, and when I clicked on edit search view, it was coming empty. Now let's see what happens if I click on edit search view. Now you can see a view is coming here. Previously it was empty because there were no search view available for that model, that's why it comes empty. But right now we have defined a search view, so Odoo automatically takes that. Now what happens, now if I type Matthew here, you can see some suggestions is coming. Search inside name, search for male, search gender for female, such suggestions are coming. And now if I type some dates, you can see search DOB, those suggestions is coming. So what we have done here is inside search patients, that is inside search, I'm saying I should be able to search using this field. So right now I can search using name, search using date of birth, and search using gender. Now if I need, right now the guardian field is not coming here. I have a field called guardian inside the patient, which is Tom. Now if I need to search for Tom, show only name field. So what we have to do, we have to include the guardian field inside the search view. So I copy the field name, and after gender I just add guardian. So I'll just restart. So as I have 𝐉𝐸𝐽 passed, I don't need to upgrade. Now if I type for Tom, you can see search guardian for Tom. So this is how the working of the search view. Now let's see how we can add two filters, for example male and female. So for that, what I'll do is that, let me take a sample. So I'll search for the keyword search inside Odoo. So if you search for search tag, you will see a lot of things, like a lot of samples. So here you will see what I can see. I'll copy this one. I'll copy the one from base module, and after the guardian field I'll put like this. I'll just put a separator, or it's not needed here, filter string male, and I can give a name for the filter. So I'll give a name as, here I'll enter the name as male patients, and what has to be the domain? Domain is gender equal to male. Here I'm saying I'm adding a filter with string male. Just you are giving a name, like for example, like later if I need to inherit this from a separate module, I can use this name. So you can give a unique name for your filter. Then this is the domain which we need to apply. Now I'll duplicate this line and I'll make it as female. I'll update the name as female patients, and gender has to be female. So we have just added two filters over here. Now let's restart and see if those filters comes here. I'll just refresh, and if I hit on here, you can see two filters is added. Right now we have one female patient, so if I click on female, that is only showing, and if I click on male, there is no filters. So let me set the gender of Matthew as male, and if I filter male, Matthew will be shown. Right now we can see like it's a OR operation. So here if I select male, it's showing Matthew, which is male, and if I select female, if you see here male or female, so OR operation is happening. So if you know how the OR operation works. So let's assume you have a case where you need to apply AND operation between the selected filters. Like I need a patient whose gender is male and female. There will not be such a case with this sample, like a patient cannot be male and female, but I'll explain with this scenario. So right now, like when we are selecting male and female, OR operation is happening. If I need to put AND operation, you can just add a separator in between those two filters. I'll put a separator here, and if I restart and let me refresh, and from here I'll choose male, female, it's empty. You can see AND operation is happening, and you can see a separation appears here. That is, if the filters are between two separators, the operation will be AND. So for this we don't need this one, so I'm just telling you to, like there might be case where you have to use this one. So understand that separator will do AND operation between the filters. So I'll just remove this one, or let it be here, so that you can later understand why we have used this. So let me restart and let me refresh and go back to the old behavior where I can choose male or female. Right now you can see the separator has been removed. So that's all about the filters. Now what I need to add group by option. Let's say group by gender. So let's add that. So for that I'll search again inside search view, and let me take a sample. Yeah, you have the sample here. Let me copy that, and you have to put it here. So here I'll add a code like this, and filter name I'll put group by gender. You can give any name, group by gender. Then string will be appearing over here, so I'll give the string as gender. Then group by which field, so I'm saying I need to group by gender. So if this filter is selected, I need to group by gender field. Now let's restart and refresh the page, and if you see here, you can see group by gender option has been added. So that's all about the filters and group by option. Now what we have to do, for example, I can search name and guardian. Okay, let it be like this. So that's all about the search view for the patient model. So along with the search view, there is one more thing called search panel. So we can cover that too inside this video, or let me complete. Yeah, we can just go to the search panel. So let me search for search panel inside here. So the search panel is coming along with the search view. So I'll copy this one and put it inside here. So we are discussing about search panel inside the search view, and I'll put field name gender. I'll give a string as gender. So simply I have added a 3-line of code here. Inside search panel tag, I put field name gender, string gender, enable counters. So let's see what happens after adding this code. So our view was like this, and we have added these 3 lines of code, and if you refresh, you will see something appearing over here. You can see you have a search panel over here by showing there is one female. Right now if I create one new patient called Sarah, I'll put her gender as female, hit on save. Then if you refresh, you can see there is 2 female patients in the system. That is, one is Sam and Sarah. If I need to get male patients, I can click on here and I can get Matthew. Similarly, if you have multiple, like if you need further classification, you can add that field inside the search panel. So if you don't need the counters, you can just remove that one. If you remove that counter, this count will be removed. So that's about the search panel in Odoo. Now what we have to do, we have to define a search view for appointment model. So don't leave by seeing this, there is one more extra point coming. So let's define a search view for the appointment model. So I'll simply copy the view that I have created. Now what I will do, I have to go to the appointment view. Here we have appointment tree view. Here I have the appointment form view, and we have appointment action here. So let me define this here. So I'll copy the ID from here. So I'll name it as view hospital appointment search. Then I have to update name as hospital appointment search. Then model name hospital.appointment. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to define a search view for the appointment model. If you see here, it doesn't have a search view, so we are just defining a search view for appointment also. So I have just updated the name search string. I'll name it as search string inside appointments. And what all fields we have in the appointment model. Appointment model we have created by date of birth patient. Okay, here I'll just remove the filters. We don't need any filters. I have to search by patient ID. Date of birth don't need. I'll keep a simple thing. Group by gender don't need. I just need group by create ID or group by patient ID. So group by patient, I'll give the string as group by string patient, and here you have to give the field name patient ID, and here I'll put field name inside search panel patient. So simply I have just defined a search view for the appointment model with one field patient, one group by option and search panel. Now I'll restart and let me refresh and see what happens. So you can see the screen has been refreshed, but I think the search view doesn't appear. Let me confirm, it's still empty. So view hospital search, appointment, everything is okay. So I'll just do one thing. For an initial place, I'll just upgrade the application. So let me upgrade. So you can see without any issue module has been upgraded. Now if I come back to HMS, then to appointments, you can see the search panel is appearing. There is 2 appointments for Sam and 1 for Matthew. And if you see here, you have the group by option called patient. So if I select all, you can see we have group by option and I can search patient. Now take an example. I should be able to, like, the receptionist or anyone can come and search with the reference number or with the patient. So maybe I'll come and search for AP00047 and hit enter, or with the patient name. Like right now we have just showing like this: field name, patient ID. I need to search, like, I'll put a string called name, and let me take a sample. I'll show you one thing. Yeah, this sample we can use. Filter domain. So this is what I'm trying to discuss, filter domain. Let me copy this and I'll put it over here. I'll remove this name. So inside appointment model, if you see, we have a reference. So I'll copy the reference and I'll use the reference field. And what I can do, let me adjust something over here. So instead of patient, I used a reference field here and I'm writing a filter domain. I'll copy reference, I'll put it here, then patient ID. So the new thing that you are learning is the filter domain key. So like by searching inside single, like I will not, like, just let me upgrade and I'll show you the difference. So we have changed as follows. And right now, if I need to search Matthew, I can directly search inside reference. It is filtering Matthew. Or if I need to filter a particular appointment, let's say AP 000049, like this reference filter can filter on this field as well as this field, like reference filter domain, this one. Now if I put like this, and I will add 2 more patients, and here I'll put, for your understanding, I'll add a string as joint filter. Normally we don't put like that, and as indentation goes too much, I'll just break it down to the new lines. Here I have added joint filter, which can search inside reference and patient. This field will search only in patient, and I'll show you. So let's restart and now refresh. Now if you see, we have an error. Finally we have an error. Let me see what happens. Joint filter, maybe something missing. Filter domain is okay. Maybe 2 fields cannot search. Let me comment it out and let me restart again and see what was wrong. Yeah, so I think I'm not able to add, like, I'll comment it out for now. Yeah, I got the mistake, sorry. It has to be patient ID. We don't have a field called patients, so it has to be patient ID. That was the mistake. I put patients, but we don't have such a field inside our model. So right now we have just added 2 more filters. Right now if I hit on Matthew, I can use joint filter if I need to search inside reference and patient. And if I need to search right now, if I write Matthew and if I search inside reference, there is no record with name Matthew. And if I search for AP0004048, if I search inside patient, there is no patient with this name. But if you search inside joint filter, it will give you the result. That is, joint filter is searching inside this reference field as well as the patient field. So that is the use of this filter domain. So I hope that point is clear for you. Now what else regarding the search view? Let me activate the debug mode, and here you can see you have debugger button, and if you click on edit action, in previous video, one of video, for example, patients view patients, edit action, if you see here in the action we have specified which views we have to use. Similarly, a search view also can be mentioned to a action. So for example, if right now when I'm coming to appointments, if you click on edit action, there is no search view defined. So when there is no search view defined, Odoo will be taking, like Odoo automatically takes the available search view from that model. So in case if you have multiple search view and if you need to specify a particular search view in an action, then what you can do is like you can use this keyword search view ID. So along with the action you can specify. So here this is my action. So here I'm saying for this action I need this search view. Okay, now we have patient view also. Here you can see, here I'm saying I need to use, this is action of patient. So here I have to use this search view. So you can see along with the action I can say I need to use this search view. So before winding up, we can show one more thing, like we have two menus with two different action. So let's add one more search view for the patient model. So I'll copy the search view of the patient model, and I think patient view has two. Yeah, here we have a separate action. Here I'll like, this is patient read only views. Here I'll define patient view read only search. I'll put the update the name like this. I'll just put read only. I'll just adjust the name like this, and I'll put only to understand. I'll remove female filter, or I will not have the filters. I will not have the search panel. I just defined a new search view for the patient model with only name, date of birth, and group by option. I don't have search panel and filters. Now what I'll do for this view, I'll specify I need to use, here I'll specify I need to use this search view. So what we have done is, I'll explain. So let's refresh. So we have restarted the Odoo service, and if you come here, we already have two menus. The first search view we have created, I have linked with this patient menu. So here you can see you have filters and group by option that you can see. If you click on edit action, it's not linked here, so I just need to upgrade the application. So let me upgrade the app. Hopefully we will not have any errors. Yeah, fine. Now we will come back to HMS patients, enable debug mode. If you click on edit action, you can see hospital patient search is linked in this action. So you can see you have filters here and gender. Now if you go to view patients, which is the same model, you will not see filters, but you have gender option here. Now if you click on edit action, here it's showing this search view. And if you go to the appointments, edit action, you will see the search view is also linked. So what I'm saying is, along with the action, you can specify or tell the system that you have to use this particular search view. So I hope that point is clear for you. Now before winding up the search view, there is one more point which you can learn. For example, if I come to the sales application, here you can see a default filter is coming here in the search view. Like if you go back, go to sales or come to the sales, you can see a filter is coming by default. Like if I'm coming from quotation, the quotations are default filter, but if I come from orders, there is no filters. How it is done? Let's see how it is done. So if you click on edit action, you can see there is something in the context. So what I can do is, for HMS application, for example, if I'm coming from view, if I'm coming from patients, let's say I need to show male filters or female filters as per your choice. Like I need a default filter like this. So what you have to do is that, what is its action? This action is action hospital patient. So if you go to the patient view, you have the corresponding action here. Then what I have to do is that I have to define a key called field name context. Here I'll pass like this. I'll show you in the context of that action. So this is the action. In the context, I'm saying I need to search default. This is a keyword, search underscore default underscore. What is male patients? This is my filter name. So I'm telling to the system that if I'm coming from this action, I need to see male filter should be selected by default. So I have just added this line of code here. And now if you go back and if you refresh HMS application, it's not coming because the context will not be applied here. So you have to just upgrade. So let me upgrade the application. So the module has been upgraded. Now if you come to HMS, you can see male filter is coming selected by default. Now if you click on edit action, you will see inside context I'm saying search default male patients. Now let's see, I don't need male patients, I need female patients to be selected by default. So what you have to do, female, this is my filter called female patient. So you have to copy this name and instead of search default male patients, put search default female patients, and let's upgrade. So right now male filter was coming by default and we are changing it to be female patients. So system is upgrading. Coming back to HMS, you can see female is coming. Similarly, you can pass also default group by gender also. For example, if you need to get like this, instead of search default female patients, I can pass this like group by name. I can put like search default group by gender. So instead of default filter, I'm saying I need to get default group by. So let me upgrade the module. So we removed both male and female filters. So let me come back and you can see right now the patients are grouped by default, which is done using the context. So I hope we have completed many points regarding the search view in this video, and now it's time to wind up. So if you recollect, what we have done is we have defined search view, we have learned how to add filters, we have learned how to add group by option, we have learned how to add search panel, we have learned how to set a particular search view in action, how to set default filter, we have learned how to set default group by option, etc. So if you have any doubts in that, feel free to connect us and clarify with us. You can just drop a comment and let us know your feedback. And please, you can follow us in social medias like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. So that's it for the day. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.